Good morning and welcome back to the hottest marriage show in town. How are you doing, my wonderful wife?
I'm doing well.
So I knew you were going to say that.
And just like that too.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. Thank you.
So how was your holidays been?
It's been pretty cool. You know what? This holiday, we didn't exchange any gifts this year. And we have just been chilling with the kids, playing games and being with family, and it's been kind of cool.
Yeah, it has.
It's the most un-Christmas-y Christmas ever.
It was.
But it feels kind of like
Family oriented.
Yeah. It kind of took all the other stuff out of it where we were, and you know, I appreciate it. The kids didn't say a word. They was just chilling.
Yeah, and Darius is with his family in Louisville for the holidays. Yeah. And he says he seems to be having a good time. So everybody seems to be doing well these holidays. And it wasn't as expensive as the past. And,
no.
And it snowed today, 2 days later.
Yeah, it was like weird.
It was nice weather on the 25th. Mm-hmm. And then now it's pretty cold, but it's supposed to be a wintry mixed before the afternoon. But anyways.
Given the forecast.
Yeah. You know, because I think one of the benefits of coming back was the appreciation of weather that you don't get to see on a regular basis when you live in a desert.
Yeah.
And it's a different level of appreciation for just the simple things. And you know, it's crazy. Before, I used to just think that Michigan was just this cold and miserable place. I love the people in it, but typically, you know, when I left, it was always cold. I always just remember being cold. But the weather has been, what is it? It's had a wide range of like nice days. And then when I say nice days, it has been cold, but it was just like the sky was blue or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was cool. I enjoyed the weather here, so alhamdulillah. So tell me, what's on your brain? What you going to do going into the new year? What do you want to do that you didn't achieve this past year? What would you like to achieve this year?
This year, I guess I want to actually start a goal and complete it. I don't even want to be specific on what the goal is, but I'm a procrastinator. I'm also somebody that has a hard time with follow through unless there's like, you know, for work, I'm a procrastinator, but I'll get the work done. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to me, I don't necessarily have the follow through the finish. I kind of give up on myself. So I think this year I want to set my mind toward completing something just for me.
What is why do you think you have a problem with follow through?
I just think I prioritize other people and other things over myself. And if I put too much on my plate, I got to give up something. So
and it's typically yourself.
Yeah. A friend of mine, she was like, you know, she's a principal, and she said, you know, I don't have a lot that I have to do when I get home, but I got the whole weight of a community on my shoulders throughout the day. And she said, I'm so busy taking care of, you know, filling in gaps with families and my students and things that I'm really not the star of my own show. I'm like a supporting cast member in a bunch of people's shows, but I'm not the star of my own. And when she was talking to me, she said, Kanika, you're never the star. I'm just going to tell you. She was like, you should be, but you know, you're not the star. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I mean, dang, something. You know what I'm saying?
I think
I should be. Yeah.
But that's your fault. So
no, I get
what
it,
I'm
and
asking
that's what I'm
is,
saying is I'm taking responsibility for that.
So I'm asking, like, yeah. I think it's very difficult to take responsibility for something if you don't know where it came from. And the reason why I say that is because when you can figure out what your hiccup is, it's typically like one of those light bulb things. So I'm telling you, you know you have this problem, and I feel like you should unlayer some things and put yourself first, like your friend told you. This is something else I want to say to you. I remember when I was working at a county in Atlanta, and he was like, you need to put your family first. I was like, I got to worry about this community, right? So what it's no different from her. What is she worried about the community for? The community is not going to break without her. Just what I'm saying.
I think that it feels different when it's elementary school. They look at her for stability. It's a different feel versus when I was telling you to get out of that county.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. Well, you can do whatever you want.
I'm not here to judge what she's doing.
Oh, no,
that wasn't what I was saying. I was saying it to preface the fact that she said, Kanika, you need to be a star in your own show.
So again, it seems like you're getting upset because I'm giving you something that I feel like you don't know the answer to.
No, I'm learning the answer. I don't need the answer. That's why I'm just saying that I'm coming.
Tell me this. If you know the answer, why have you not completed any of this? What is stopping that answer from happening?
I'm discovering the answer. I've made a lot of choices at the end of the year that are helping me to really start to prioritize myself. And you asked me what I was doing for next year, so I'm just telling you.
You're telling me, so I'm your partner, right? So I'm like, see, that's what I'm saying.
It's a continuation of what I've already started. Now, you are my partner, but sometimes I have to be a big girl and do things on my own. And in this case, I feel like this is something that is really, I appreciate support from my partner, but this is something I really need to.
So when, as your partner, when do I say something?
When I say I'm gonna take, I'm gonna go away for the night, you like bet. That's when you say something.
I don't know what that means.
Like when I take time to myself, you support me in that, and that's what I need.
Oh yeah, that doesn't work for me then, because to me, like, I don't think you understand. Like, when you're not successful in things, your energy changes, and you beat yourself up, and everything else is. That's when you say, like, like when your friend told you're never the star of your own show, because you feel like you have certain responsibilities that nobody else can do without your hands being on them. At least that's the way it seems to me.
This is a delicate dance because somewhere in the conversation, you were like, oh, that doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for me because check this out. Whether you see me crying or hurting, you want to help me, right?
Right.
You have a different cry.
Okay.
So I'm telling you that if I ever tell you don't help me, what are you going to think about?
I'm not saying
no. I'm saying maybe that's the wrong way. I used the wrong words. I'm just saying there's a level of something. Like if I told you,
okay,
that I need you to do this and you don't see nothing change, at what point do you say, John, that's not working? Like, what do you say that to me to get me out of this thing that you're seeing that I can't see?
Okay.
I'm just asking.
This is what I'm asking. I'm saying that I'm taking a different route.
That's what I'm saying. Prepare me. Okay. That's what I'm asking. Like if you're taking a different route, at least going forward, if I know this route, I'll at least I can not be around the corner waiting or anything. I'm like, okay, this is the way she's going. That's what I'm asking. Like, what is it? Can you help me to stay out your way then? Because I keeps getting in your way, right?
It's just like when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking this man asked me what I was aiming for this year, and somehow it was like
what you're aiming for me, because I want to help. Like that's what I don't think you can't get it, because look, check this out. If you ask me the same thing and let's say this, and you see that I'm not getting it, like when do you suggest as a partner, like, hey John, that's not working. Let's go about it in a different route. So I'm asking you to teach me to stay out your way so that you, and then give me the safe word or something that says like, okay, she's too close to the elephant.
I don't know what being too close to the elephant is, but I will say that when I determine what the goal is, then as I think through my steps, I'll let you know.
For sure.
But I can't really say because I just said I'm going to choose a goal and I'm going to follow through.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I guess mostly I'm not worried about the goal that you're going to follow through. I'm worried about
you
being able to help you when you need help. Thank you for answering my question. you know what's crazy is that this is crazy.
It's a delicate balance of me trying to how I'm trying to make it, how I'm trying to focus on me and not make this next step for me an added task of I got to figure out your part too. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm just trying to figure out me.
I get. So this is the thing though. This is I guess the piece that I don't get. If I ask you about a goal, I didn't ask you what the goal was, you're going to come up with one. So if I check out your behaviors, just watching, I don't even know how to ask a question without offending you.
I mean, you know what? If I need help, I'm going to make it a point to ask where you don't have to guess. John, I'm stressed right now, or I'm hitting a wall. Something like that.
Inshallah. I guess I got to be optimistic about that. So I'm going to just go on with that. I do hope that you find the breakthrough that you're looking for this year, in that where it snowballs into several things that you want to complete going forward.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, for sure. So, are there anything? Is it anything that you want to remove from last year that may have hindered you, as far as anything, the ideas that you may have started from? You know how every year everybody has the pretty much same resolutions or whatnot, but I think that if we look at it in a different way, what can we do? What did we do last year that we're appreciative of, that we're going to carry in, and then what did we do that we didn't realize it wasn't good?
Okay, why don't you answer that? Because you just did me.
I did you?
Yeah, we were just focused on me. So why don't you?
You're not going to answer my question? All right. So what am I asking? What am I answering?
You just asked. I was saying you answer first.
No,
you answer your questions first. What are you gonna take? What are you gonna leave? And all that.
I am going to keep my work ethic. I think I like the way that I get things done now. What are things that I need to get done? What I want to leave, the way that I view things. I want to limit the way that I view things. I feel like the way that I view things, it puts me in a place where I don't understand. And when I look for answers, I never get the answers. And then it's almost like the things that I've always looked for the answers. Just imagine this. If I never looked for answers the way that I do, there's no way I would be here. I would have I've been looking for answers. My MO of my life is looking for answers for questions that I just can't find the answers to. And until it makes sense, I'll just keep doing that. But it's not beneficial, because the way that I communicate, typically the person who's receiving the information, they don't want to live that way. They don't want to, not necessarily they don't want to live that way. They don't want to view it the way that that I view it. Because to me, I feel like there's a level of accountability that I didn't have before. And I have accepted all of mine, and I am making people accept theirs, and it's causing an extreme rift. And when I say that, I'm saying that I wish I could say it in a way where somebody wouldn't be offended. But I say it like I'm telling people what to do.
You definitely do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I didn't have that, then we wouldn't have that problem. But the message is still the same.
I think you often try to, I don't know if I'm using the right term, but I think you often try to sow seed on barren land. I don't think that you, like, when you try to plant a seed or offer something, you face a lot of pushback because they is fooling. But, you know, when I think about how you talk about how people aren't listening or they're not hearing you or taking what you want them to take, or you're making them accept responsibility or accountability, all the other stuff. I think that truthfully, you have a certain message and you are trying to plant that message in all kinds of soil, and some of it is not ready for the particular seed that you're trying to plant. And so,
I get.
Sometimes you're trying to jam it down into some brown hardened, like water deprived. You know, that's not where they are. They're not open to the message. They're not interested. And it's not to say that the person is barren, dry, or not willing to grow. It's just that land is not suitable for your seed. And so you're trying to plant it everywhere, and it's hard for you to accept that some people don't want your message. But, you know, we all move through the world differently, and we prioritize differently. And what you want, like when you talk about some of the friends you talk to and how they feel about the conversations when the conversation is over and they're like really receptive, I think that just it further motivates you to continue to spread that message.
It's typically people that don't know me or like that barely talks to me. So I think that I have a level of comfort when I talk to people and I don't have the same, I don't know how to explain it, like tone or something.
Well, maybe that's another thing. And you know, the other thing is when people, it's hard, and this has been for a lot of people, whether it's what you're talking about. I remember growing up, a lot of it was like religious based. Like, you know, you'd have somebody who lived their life, like they lived a rough life. It was fast and it was hard and it was everything. And then they find God and they come and try to spread the message to everybody around them. And they're not hearing the message from the new person. They're hearing the message from the person with the face and the activity and the actions that they've seen in the past. So it's harder for them to accept and take in the message versus someone that doesn't know every piece of that person's past to be able to put it against them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say it's usually not the people closest to you or the people you've been connected with,
makes sense.
They don't have a lot of that to attach to it and say, listen to John saying this stuff, but I remember blah, 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 blah. And I remember, you know, he talking about this and da, 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 da. So, yeah, it's much harder to plant that seed when somebody's looking like they feel like it might be, you know.
So this is okay. I get that. I do, and I'm receiving that. Okay. When I hear that, I'm like, was I a liar or something before? Was I a thief? Did I do anything like when I say that, I'm saying like what, like the people that I talk to that have problems or whatnot, or, you know, kind of don't see the things that I do. These people know, like they know parts of me, you know what I'm saying? So regardless if they hold the old part of me or not, like my heart was real. Yeah. I had the best intentions on everything that I wanted to do. So if I find another way that I feel like I've elevated myself to enjoy life a little more. I wanted my friends to have it. I don't want people that don't know me to get this before my friends. It's almost like me giving away this money when all my friends around here struggling. And I see them struggling, but I'm like, all these other people need it before my friends. That's the way that I look at it.
Yeah. But I don't think that they see that message as that valuable at this point in time.
I know.
So what I really, really would like for you to do is, you know how they say, you know, real G's move in silence. Just keep doing your thing. And as you progress and things get better and and your life starts to really reflect consistently what you're saying, that ground will soften.
Oh, no, I know.
Okay.
Like, I know that.
Don't be fresh. Everybody gets what they're supposed to get in the time they're supposed to get it.
Yeah.
I honestly
for sure.
believe it's just like how you were saying, you know, if we would have come across a lot of money at a younger age, it would have been complete and utter nonsense. Like complete. But you know, when you're older and you've had the experiences you've had and you've kind of watched things play out, then you make more sensible decisions. You're more thoughtful in what you're doing. And I think that goes for everybody. You know, you get the messages you need to get when you have gotten the other messages. It's all in a divine plan.
I know.
Let it be.
Well, see, that's the part, because there's a lot of people that let it be. And I think that's, honestly.
Okay, I just told you that, and then you was like, "That's my part, though."
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the part that I bring to a table. Like, 10 people at the table, I'm going to not let it be. Everybody else will let it be. That's why I look, like, when I look at where we live, like in the United States and things that's going on, can't things get better? Mm-hmm. Like, so I feel like if we can change the perspective, like, I know that you and I get into it because of my still narrow view, or I'm not able to accept things for what they are. But my intentions is to still give you this joy that I didn't even know existed. You know what I'm saying? So, like, again, it's very difficult to let it, to me, when you say let it be, that's like, just exist. That's why I hear it.
So what I'm saying is, you can't give everything to everybody at the same time. And I felt like you almost caught me, and then you just came back and you circled back around and said, I didn't get you. Because it's like...
What you mean you didn't get me?
Because when I said, you know, there's a plan, like some people have to learn certain lessons before other lessons can be learned. It's like you want to teach everybody in Spanish, but everybody hasn't had the time to learn Spanish. So I'm not ready for your message yet.
I know. I'm
not saying me personally, but I'm saying whoever you're walking up on.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, that's my practice still. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I don't do it, who's going to get it? You know what I'm saying? How do I fine tune it? It's one of those things where the actual, like, when I tell you, when I have a tough situation with a conversation, if I walk away from it or the person walks away, I lost, because that wasn't the goal in my mind. I want both of us to receive a message and we're good.
But how do you know that, my thing is if you've done your best to communicate your stance, whether that person agrees with you or not when they walk away.
Oh, yeah.
Later on, someone else may come.
For sure.
And water that seed, and then they're like, hey.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm learning, though. That's why I said I'm trying to learn.
So you got to just when I say let it be, I'm saying say what you have to say, and if it's not being received, you know, just hope that what you did say will spark something later.
I got you.
And somebody else can, pick up the torch. But you can't stress yourself out.
I know.
Thinking that when you leave a conversation, everybody is supposed to be like.
I think it's just bad habits from before, arguing with people and then just going on and on, like not receiving that. Okay, I mean, not accepting that. I've already said the best way I could.
Yeah.
And okay, inshallah. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I want to. I really enjoy talking to people, but I know that I've limited a lot of conversations with the outside world. Like, I know that you get it all.
Oh my God.
I have like 2 people I talk to, and
y'all send help.
You know, and those two people I don't even talk to often, but they're just the people that I talk to the most.
And wine.
Look, I'm trying.
Maybe an edible. Okay, I know you are. I know. It's cool.
And until I like master this thing, and like, you know, I guess you're gonna have this story to tell. Like, yeah, I saw him going crazy, and he was doing this and that, but he finally. That's what I'm waiting for, that story to be told.
All right.
You know, so yeah. So what do you think? Well, for the kids, what do you think we should be preparing for this year versus last year to get them, you know, get them an extra set of skills or something, or remove some bad habits that they have? What do you think?
I think we're on a good track as far as eating. I'm really excited about, like, y'all, last night Dallas made this shrimp. I don't even know. It had sweet and sour sauce. It had ginger. It had it has so many flavors, and this is what I love. So we've already told y'all, you know, every day somebody is responsible for dinner. So the kids cook once a week, each kid, and usually they need an adult to be their sous chef. But last night we were out getting the groceries. We picked them up kind of late. And when we came back, Dallas had already started dinner, which is not what we usually see. Like, they don't start dinner until one of us is there. This joker had the shrimp was going. He had the rice going. You could smell all the smells. Everything was amazing. And it was just really good. And so I think that coming into the year, I think that their eating habits are about to be, like, off the chain. Like, I love... Like, they made tacos, y'all, last week that was made with walnuts,
mushrooms, cauliflower,
and chipotle pepper.
Yeah, adobo sauce.
Oh, yeah.
They had chipotle pepper in it,
yeah. Okay. Bear with me. I know, walnuts, cauliflower, mushroom. I'm telling you, that junk was so good. There was so much. First of all, it had a nice little kick to it. But really, everybody tells you, you know, meat, it's not the meat you like, it's the texture and the seasoning that you like. Mm-hmm. And so not grinding the walnuts up to oblivion, but giving a little bit, oh man, that junk was so good. And so I'm really hoping that we carry into this year to the point where they just start, you know, it's their natural thing to just choose something really good and flavorful, but not super processed. Because Dallas, look, he had me on a funky expedition all across the city trying to find plum sauce, Chinese plum sauce. And I could not find it anywhere. And when I came home, I said, look, Dallas, I was only able to find sweet and sour sauce. I could not find plum sauce. And he was like, I was going to make sweet and sour sauce with the plum sauce. So he was like, it's fine. You know, I could use the sweet and sour sauce. But he was trying to go.
Actually make it.
He was trying to make it. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, like, yeah. So I'm really excited about their eating habits and how that's going to trickle down to me. But the food aspect, I love that.
Me too. For sure.
I think the other thing I want from them is them to get out of their bedroom more. Last night, we, I don't even know what you would call it, but we were just kind of, so I asked everybody, you know, describe to me your most relaxing place, like your Zen place. What would it look like? What would it smell like? What sounds do you hear and stuff? And so we're all kind of describing. All of the pictures look so different. Like the seasons. Well, you and Dallas, y'all were both in the cold, and me and Day were in me and Day, we were spring and summer, and we were, it eventually went into what kind of music would you be listening to? So we each took turns like playing a song that would be playing in our Zen place, and after a while, it just got to songs we like.
Yeah,
and it was so crazy to like see how varied their musical tastes are.
Definitely.
Because Dallas had Jeezy and Lil Wayne, but he also had some little dude named Jeremy Sucker or something like that. Mm-hmm. They knew everybody's songs.
She
I
did.
mean, all of our songs, she could sing a hook on something, and I'm like, I didn't even know you were listening to that.
Neither. It's so
But
crazy.
it was crazy to hear that, and it was nice because it wasn't a moment where they were trying to get away. You know, okay, well, now I'm bored, I'm about to leave. Like, Day is usually the first one to retreat to her room, and she stayed out and had a great time.
She did. Well, you know, the night before on the 25th, we played this game. It's called Skip Bow.
Yeah.
And she doesn't normally play games with us. Now, what she does, but we force her.
Yeah.
And she just watched my hand, and she learned how to play, and she came in and like didn't need any help. And it was like, she was like really engaged. It's so crazy. Before that, now Day goes to sleep pretty early.
Oh my God.
And she was watching TV, and she was like, we were playing. It was me, Kanika, and Dallas, and Kanika's mother was watching.
Yeah.
And we finished the game. It's really long if you play. Like
The way they have it set up, yeah.
It could be really long. And then when we finished, we talked about playing again, and Dave was like, it is 7 something. We need to go home. So we was, well, she didn't say we need to go home.
Yeah, she said 7.
Yeah, so we automatically thought like, she's ready to go because we know what time she goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I'm bored. I was like, do you want to play? And she sat down, and it was like, she just grew up right then and there. Like, because that was the different kind of response. She was outgoing. She was paying attention. Like she was into it.
Yeah.
And then last night, you could just see how like she was coming out.
Yeah.
Like showing like who she is.
Yeah, that music was live. So we got some other stuff set up for this week, like some other things that we're gonna try. I guess really what we want to start doing is doing activities that require them to tell us who they are, because they're most interested in that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I want to carry that into the new year.
So just to give you guys a little background, I know we said we didn't do Christmas, but last year we had started this family thing, and this family thing was over the course of Kwanzaa, so the 26th to the 31st or the 1st. And each day, everybody was responsible for something for the family to do. But this year, I just felt like nobody was really interested in the way that I felt like I was pushing this agenda on this family. Like
him was sad.
I was bothered because I felt like the level of participation wasn't like last year. But
listen to the terms he uses, y'all. This is like the family wind down of the year. He is like the level of participation.
But I'm saying, if you're responsible for one day,
but and
then so this is the thing. Like last year, to me, it was pretty successful. So I figured we'll do it better this year. But it went down. It declined as far as what I needed to hear to feel like, okay, each day, because the worst thing you want to do is have something planned and then somebody is not ready on their day. And I did not want that to happen. So I told the kids, I called them in. Kanika was gone, and I was like, hey, I feel like I'm putting too much pressure on you guys, and maybe, we shouldn't do this. And they said, okay.
Because our kids, one thing they can't do, they can't care. If it's gonna be, they'll be like, oh, all right, it's cool. Yeah.
So and then so yesterday was the first day of Kwanzaa, and I didn't even say anything to him. I knew it was the first day of Kwanzaa, but in my head I was just like, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I hate it. Now I've got to say something today because I don't know why I didn't say anything, but I want to celebrate that. And last night, Kanika, with her ideas, it made it seem like we were doing it. And it was almost like she had this plan. She was like, I'm gonna see what he do, and if he F it up, I'm gonna slide right in and make it look like it was all right.
Hey y'all, conversations with John can be very, very heavy sometimes. It could be it could put a really heavy cognitive load, as my friend likes to say, because John wants you to think deep into everything. And so we're riding in the car, and I felt myself going down, and I said, hey, if you could be anywhere in the world. So I started asking him, and he couldn't really, he's so caught up in being serious about every piece of his life now. It's so hard for him to be simple. And so when I was like, what does it look like? What does it smell like? He was like, I don't know smells, only pungent smells.
Yeah, that's
like,
the only thing I remember.
it was like, I don't know, it was so hard. But to me, it was like, I guess at this point, your brain is doing a lot. But I guess I would really like to simplify sometimes your
I liked what we did last night. That's what I'm saying. Like when you did that, it made me realize how much I don't know about myself.
So I just, And look, this is how I taught John, by having the kids do it, because John struggled so much in the car with it that I was like, we were sitting there and Dallas was finishing dinner and I asked both of them to tell me. And as they're talking through, I'm like, okay, so what do you smell? So what are you sipping on? What do you eat? Like what? Okay, are you on a couch or are you on the, like what? And so as they're going through it, then I asked him and he was able to he was like, okay, I would be here. I would see this. And it was so much better. But he had to learn through the kids. So.
I did, because I guess my imagination was just different. Like my imagination is literally like helping people. It's nothing that's dealing with me. And even when like I was thinking about the happiest moments I've had, it was always because people were happy around me. And it's so crazy. Like I just could not get to that point.
What's funny is that you constantly, that is how you have to be around people or connecting with people. And me and these kids, we could be alone and have absolutely no
with each other though.
With each other or apart. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. I don't have to be with anybody now. I'm cool with this, but you guys are still y'all don't have to talk to each other at all.
We don't. So, and this is the other thing, like when we're describing our relaxed place or whatever, or zen place, all of us are in our space. John was the only one that at some point he was like, you guys are somewhere around, like you're around, but okay, I'm sitting here, but you guys are somewhere around here. And I just think it's funny that you've always been like that though. Since I've known you, you've had a group of friends that are always surrounding you every day at almost any point in time. And so it made sense.
Yeah. And well, I'll tell you, I know that I can be by myself. Like I did it, and I don't have a problem with that, but I feel like if y'all right here, why the hell am I by myself? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are y'all doing? I was by myself for a long time. Y'all had each other and y'all was separated and cool with it. And I'm like, you guys are taking that way too for granted.
These are my kids, y'all. These are my kids.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I will say that last night was so fun for me. And I was just saying, like, I don't have fun anymore because I'm so serious about what I want. And I feel like I have to remain serious because I played hooky on life for so long. And it's just, when you mentioned the church thing and I was thinking in my head, I was like, well, at least nobody can't say that because if I told them I found God, nobody got time for me but church people. Yeah. Look, I didn't get locked up, so it wasn't like I found God or anything. I was like, yeah. I feel, I'm telling you, yesterday was really filled with a lot of emotions, but it ended off so good. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to today. We got some things that we're gonna do today. But is it anything that you want to say before we get out of here?
Let me see. I guess no. I guess I really just want to encourage everybody. I would encourage everybody, whoever has kids or, spending time with your parents, do that, like the round robin with music that you like. It'd be interesting to hear what your kids like and be open. Like, don't be a butthole, but listen to the music that your kids listen to and share your music. Like I was trying to explain to them, like trumpets, how trumpets can be like smooth, how they can be, in your face. It was just like all the different music, even thinking about my parents when they, sharing music and what they liked. I would encourage everybody to take a moment, even if it's like 30, 40 minutes to sit with somebody and go through the music y'all like, because it really opens the door to who you're talking to.
Yeah, it's you're exactly right. It's so crazy that I think my kids know my favorite rapper, but I won't ever play my favorite rapper's music in front of them because I feel like they ain't old enough. They don't like music with curse words in it, and it's crazy. Like I have to tell them or show them different things, like what I listen to now. So my favorite rapper is Biggie, for sure. Christopher Wallace, rest in peace. But I want to say happy Kwanzaa. Today is day 2. Yesterday was Umoja. That means unity in Swahili, and today is Kujijakalia, self-determination. I think we should probably put this one up next for the
timing.
Yeah,
I got you.
Because instead of waiting, let's give them let's plant seeds that stampedes the globe. That's by Nas.
Oh, I love Nas and Tupac.
Yes, you do. No, but
yeah. Oh yeah. So then it'll give you guys you'll still have some time over break with your kids. You can practice some stuff. Yeah.
For sure. We want to thank all of you guys who have been coming back to listen to us. You are appreciated. Enjoy your holidays. Be safe out there and be great on purpose.
Boom.